Hey there. Thanks for tuning into this video series about how to get started with entering your cases, billing your sales, and managing your inventory in ConnectSX. In this video, we'll show you how to create an event when you are notified by a healthcare facility that a case has been scheduled. So first, log into vTracker on your device, and this is the dashboard. This is the first screen that you'll be brought to. It has a lot of different stats and information from a very high level about your account. But we're going to click on the hamburger icon up here in the left corner, and then you'll see the navigation screen. So this is the same navigation that you'll see if you're using ConnectSX on a web browser. Our web console mirrors the mobile device almost perfectly. So any of the functionality that you're going to find on the web is also here on your mobile device. So we're going to click on Events. Events are really any situation in which inventory needs to be consumed from your account. So if I go to my filters, and I look at event type, you can see we have a bunch of different scenarios here. Case, maybe inventory is damaged, maybe it needs to be sampled out, etc. Or even just other. Any situation where you need to remove inventory from your account. But the most common situation is going to be a surgical case. So that's what we're going to do today. So first thing before we get started is I want to show you a little shortcut for creating a case. If you already have cases that you are going to be doing quite frequently with the same doctors, the same facilities, the same procedure, the easiest way is going to be to duplicate an existing case. So here I just expanded this event. We can see all of its details. If I click on it, it'll open up its details screen. But I can click this purple button down here for duplicate. So hitting duplicate will initiate the event creation workflow, and a lot of that information will already be populated from the case that we selected. So all I'll need to do is come in here and make any changes and click next and follow the steps to finish creating the case. So I just wanted to highlight that that's an option for you, because if you're doing this on a regular basis and you have a lot of the same cases, that will be the fastest way for you to create your cases. However, we're going to walk through the whole workflow starting from scratch. So if you're going to create a new case, go to your event screen like we did initially and click on the plus button in the lower right corner. And first you will select the event type. So you can see we have a lot of different event types. An event in ConnectSX is any situation when inventory needs to be consumed from your account. So most often that's when you're selling your inventory, and so surgical case will be the most common event type that you're most likely using. The representative, if you're a distributor, you can change the representative, or if you're an admin entering a case on behalf of a distributor or a sales user, you can change the representative name here. But since I am a sales user, I'm only able to enter my own cases, so I don't need to change that here. For name, go ahead and enter a name for this case. A lot of the information about the case is already included in the case record, so this should be whatever you use to help determine or help distinguish one case from another. So how do you and your colleagues want to identify your cases? Next, if you have the anonymous patient ID, you can enter that here. We are built on HIPAA compliant infrastructure, which means you don't need to worry about entering that information here. However, you should definitely still make sure that you're following all of your company procedures and doing everything that you can in the interest of protecting patient health information. So the next three fields are actually drop downs, so you can just select from the options that are listed for you. These are pulled from an area of the app called the directory. These will likely be entered by your manufacturer in the directory and then assigned to you so that you only see the options that are pertinent to you. So just come in here and select from the drop-down menus. And then if you need to enter a new one, you can see we have an add new button at the bottom, which if you click that will just bring up the screen for you to create your own directory record, and then it'll be available for you to use. All right, if you have procedure modifiers, these are just a way of adding further context to the procedure. So maybe you want to say it's a proximal or an anterior procedure. These can be created in the directory under that procedure record. So lastly, enter the date for the case. And if you have a time available, you can enter that as well. This will allow you to view your events in our calendar view. And then hit next. Next, you'll select the manufacturer. So this will be the manufacturer that you're doing the case for, whose inventory is being sold. You can associate product lines and containers with the case here. Adding product lines will mean that the product line filters are applied when you're going to mark inventory as used. But otherwise, these are data linkages that you can use just to reference what's being used in a particular case. However, we're going to be doing the actual recording of what inventory is used in a later step. I'll also mention that later when you're recording inventory is used, any item coming out of a container will also associate that container with the case automatically. Once everything else looks good here, you can hit create. So now our case has been created. You can see all of the details here. We have a few new options. You can quote the case. You can also check your device's used tab if any inventory has been marked. You can add the event to your calendar. You can also add comments to a case, add pictures of the device labels, pictures of the patient sticker, and documents. I'll note that the images should be added to the event while the event is open, while documents can even be added later, like a PDF of the purchase order, for instance. So tune back into our next video where we'll go over how to record your sales and mark your used inventory in the case.